Okay, everyone. Welcome to another FxEdge Power Hour. It's April 17th, 2013. I am Marcello Ducille. And we're going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our strategies, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time close of our daily bars and our 4-hour bars. Thereafter, we will have a questions and answers session, so save your questions for then. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market. I can tell you a lot has been going on in the markets recently. Yesterday was actually a really interesting day for me, or today I should say, for a number of reasons. And I'll start with the STP, and then I'll take it from there and we'll go somewhere else. Take a look at these trades that we have. All right. So here we have the euro dollar, and I'm looking at the FxEdge Quattro, and I'll actually come back because this Quattro chart actually makes sense. It makes everything that's happening make sense. I'll get back to it in a little bit. I'm surprised that Quattro chart has been so useful over these last few weeks of trading. All right, anyway, looking at this, here on this euro dollar, you probably can't tell what's going on here. Just got too many lines. I'm going to start taking some of them off. But you can see that 50% fib area was the area that we really stopped at. And you can see price turned right back around and right on it. So let me get rid of some of these areas of support and resistance, actually. I'm just tired of looking at them. I'll redraw them when it's time. They're just not relevant, some of them, for the time being. All right, so basically here we had a big buy bar yesterday, humongous, and it made us think, okay, price is going to continue to move up. So you can see here we have this nice reversal candle, buy reversal candle, price moved up, it paused, it went sideways for a little while. And then we had this massive move up here, and we actually made a ton of money, a good amount of money here in the in Tri-Forex on this particular move up. So we get up to the top of this, and we're like, okay, we know that the bar has to retrace. We know that price is going to come down, test some areas, bounce off of it. Well, price didn't do that, as you can see. It formed a humongous reversal candle. I mean, humongous reversal candle here. This is actually a railroad tracks formation. You can see one going up, one coming straight down. And that is just, you know, that's the reality of what happened. There's not much to say about it. I mean, there was just a massive sell-off on the day, and I guarantee that they trapped a lot of dollars as, you know, people were expecting finally a breakout, a continuation of this move up that we had had previously. That's not exactly what happened, obviously. It actually went in the opposite direction, and this is why, guys, that you have to use proper money management. Proper money management is key. So where are we now as far as the STP is concerned? We have a change from green to red. That gives us a sell signal. You can see that we're in it right now. We're really at break even right now, and we're looking for a push down to 120 to the 129 area. 129.23, so from where we are. So 130.30 is where we jumped in, 129.23, so 107 pips for our first take profit. That's what we're looking for on the sell side. How do I feel about this? I'll talk about it in a little bit. Dollar Swiss, same thing, guys. It actually bounced off of this trend line. You know, this trend line that we were up against here. And so it kind of made sense. I mean, on this chart, it makes sense. And it's a massive move up too, guys. It's not just you know, for this currency pair that moves maybe on average, you know, 80 pips. You know, to have a 130 pip move is quite a bit of movement here. You've got 1.5%, right, 150% movement volatility or range for the day. That's a tremendous amount. So anyway, we have a change from red to green here as well. It just below our area that we'd like to take buys at here. Still too much sell pressure, and so we don't take a buy here, which is good because the euro dollar and the dollar Swiss would be basically the same trade if you're looking at what we're looking at here, which means that they're completely correlated. It's just an inverse correlation. We're actually happy not to have to take that buy trade. Although it could do very well. I mean, I feel like the euro dollar could also go up as well. Pound dollar is still in a consolidation, still moving sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in the same range, in the same zone. Has not gone anywhere, has had no net movement. We had a change from green to red, and that was just barely, outside of the range for us to get into a sell. And so we did not get into a sell here. And that was for the best, because we did have a consolidation, and consolidation does not work well with these trades. All right, pound yen. The pound yen is, honestly, the yen pairs did not react the same way that the euro dollar did. We'd expect a significant move down. It seems like the euro was the only thing that really moved that strongly. Even if you look at the pound dollar, it's not moving that strongly against it. The euro dollar and the dollar Swiss were the two currency pairs that really reacted. But we did have some up and down movement, and I'm going to kind of zoom in here on this pound yen. And basically, guys, we had this big reversal candle. We were looking for a big move to the upside. We didn't get it. We got a doji instead for our troubles. Went up 110 pips, maximum favorable excursion off that buy, if you will, of 110 pips. Complete range on this candle is about 300 pips, so there was sizable movement. It just wasn't, there was no net movement. It closed as a doji, so maybe the market is feeling some hesitation there as far as the pound yen is concerned. Still holding the same areas, like I said. I would probably most likely like to see it go back to the upside, hit this upper zone here that we call as resistance, and that is 153.50, and see where the market takes it from there, whether it takes it all the way back up or whether it comes just crashing down, which I love the sells more than I love the buys. I make most of my money on the sells in any market, and I don't know why that is. It's just the way that the markets work. They move down very quickly from there. So here we are on the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, we had a change from green to red. So we had a change from green to red, and this is interesting. Because I talked about this yesterday. We had this change from green to red, and it gave us a viable sell trade. Okay? That sell is looking for 96 pips. It's got 96 pips of risk, 96 pips on the take profit side. You can see here that it almost hit our stop loss here, but it didn't. It comes right back down, and we're actually in positive territory. Go figure. Actually, it is believable because we did have that 50 EMA that it is bounced right off of, and so basically that's exactly what it did. It formed this big green bar followed by a big sell. So it's, essentially we got a shake and bake in the market. They made it, they faked like it was going to move up, like it was very bullish, and then they came back the other way in a very bearish move and just pulled it away from the market. So that is just the way that it worked out for us. Euro yen. Okay, so our euro yen is doing the same thing, a little bit more bearish than the pound yen was. The pound yen was actually very neutral. The euro yen is actually slightly bearish. It's kind of got the same formation. Big move to the upside, big move to the downside here, and about 315 pips as well of movement. And basically what we had was a test of the low like we expected, a push back to the upside. So if you had traded the euro yen, you'd have probably voted much better than you did on the euro dollar itself, because the euro just pushed down and never looked back. The euro yen, however, has held its position. This area of support and resistance continues to show itself to be a strong area of support. So if we do see a test, we could see a test right down here at this trend line and potentially a push back up from there. That's the euro yen. We are currently up 323 pips on the euro yen still. All right, so let's take a look at our 4-hour trades. Let's start with the IBO. So basically our IBO trade is a 1-bar trade. We're looking for an inside bar, and that's going to give us a buy or sell. And you can see that we were into a nice buy, got all the way to the top of this range, had these dojis going across, and we should have seen it coming, I guess, but we were very bullish, so we didn't want to see it. and then finally a huge push down, okay? And that happens sometimes. That's what happened here. One second, guys. All right, so basically, basically we had a 12-bar trailing stop, hit our first take profit, second position moves to break even, and then gets obviously stopped out at break even. So no loss on that trade, but we definitely didn't make the money we wanted to make there either. Let's take a look at our IBO Rev candles, which has been a star, has done very, very well. All right, so the IBO Rev candles, basically you could either get into a buy here for a 1-to-1 ratio, sell here for a 1-to-1 ratio, because both of those were reversal candles that met our criteria. And that's basically it. We don't have another 3 bars, so we have nothing to trigger a IBO Rev trade, and so we do not have one. And that is pretty much it. Now let's take a look at our euro dollar 4 hour. So our euro dollar 4 hour, if you can look at this, this is actually a very, very, very good model. You can see things more clearly. You can see I drew this line here yesterday, or a few days ago, I should say, or a week ago. I don't know how long ago it was. But that's where that area of resistance was. And had I seen this, I would have definitely have reconsidered my position here, because when we push through and we have to push back down to this area, you would think that it was just a test of the market and we can get back into it. But once it passes a certain point, you know that the market is going to continue to move down. What I do see from this this level is that whatever area we're at right now, which is the 130, 100 to 130.50 area, very strong area of support and resistance, and we're going to look for we definitely have a sell buy. I could call it a consolidation, or I could call it a sell bias here. It's just very, very similar based upon where we are. We didn't really close outside of the range. We closed right into the range. This was our previous range, back and forth here. The price breaks out of it, closes above it, and that triggers a lot of buys, a lot of breakouts here. And this is a false breakout. Obviously, comes back in the range. So we're kind of sitting on the range here, which makes this an ambiguous trading day for me personally. There's no clear way to look at it. I'm sure when I look at it before my meeting with my traders, then we'll come to a decision as to what the trading day will hold for us there. But as you can see here, this is where we had a doji, so we had a big push down followed by a doji here. What would have made this doji a little bit more clear cut for us is if it had pierced the bottom here and then closed in a hesitation, which would give us an idea that price is more likely going to have an inverse evening star pattern, and probably give us a nice opportunity for a move up. But that's not what happened here. So we're actually ambiguous here. Price could continue down, and for our STB5, we want it to do that. We want it to come down, test this area, this trend line down here, and if it wants to bounce off of that, it absolutely can. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled and watch the market behavior going into Asia, coming out of Asia, going into the London session, and going into the New York session tomorrow. If you're a part of Tri4X, the live trade room will be held, of course, at 1 a.m. ET tonight until, if you don't like to trade the London session, you can trade the New York session. Meet us here at 9 a.m. for the New York session as well. Okay, so those are our tribe members. The event calendar is already up there. You can see the event. You can go ahead and click on it and see everything else that's going on. All right, guys, and that is the basically what happened there. All right, so what else do we have? We have the FxEdge Quattro. Now, what's interesting about this Quattro is it is being, it's not doing anything. It's not showing us anything, any signals. Let's see what's going on. There we go. All right, so here we had a buy trade on the FxEdge Quattro. Changed from red to green, gave us a buy signal. We were looking for 48 pips. This is where we got in. Stop loss. We had a maximum adverse excursion of 26 pips. And we hit our first take profit at 48 pips, and then the market, of course, comes back and we get closed out at break even. Now, what was very nice about this FxEdge Quattro is that it did get into a nice sell trade, or get in on the sell side, I should say. Finally, we had to change from green to red, and actually that trade is still in the air. So the good thing about that is that it's in line with it's actually a break even. It's in line with the S&P at this point. And so it's always good when we have multiple confirmations in the same direction. That's all I can say about that. And we're looking for, on this trade, 50 pips of risk, 50 pips of profit on the first position. All right, so let's take a look at our other stuff. Believe it or not, the TT3X has been very, very quiet. And I'm going to probably update the settings on that. It's just been very quiet. There hasn't been a trade opportunity there. And then we have the ATR Sniper. Now the ATR Sniper did take a trade to the sell, hit its first take profit, and you can see all this consolidation here started out at break even. That's why you don't see anything else. That trade is closed down for us. So first position, take profit on the ATR Sniper. And that pretty much concludes our session, guys. You know, if you're a part of ATR, if you're a part of Tri4X, be there tonight or be there in the morning, depending on what session you like to trade. You know, we'll be getting into that. Build Welfers, we took that buy coming out of this thing in the middle. We actually had a very good good entry on this thing. It would have been an excellent entry had the market gone in our direction. So we did get out for 0.5% loss from that trade, and that is basically where we're at. We're going to wait and see the next opportunity. And I think that's pretty much what we're going to close out today. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next trading session. All the best. Bye-bye.